Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jugs, and man, I'm so excited. I started the series recently. You guys have been really receptive of it, and I thank you guys for rating the videos and all your positive responses and comments and favoriting the videos. That really means a lot to me. And you know, it's a lot of times I'm kind of apprehensive about even spending any amount of time making videos, because I feel like the videos that I can make nowadays aren't necessarily the same things that I used to make. And instead of making things that are heavily video game centralized, now I feel like I'm less of that and more, less able to do that and more able to do things that are relevant to life, say, or advice even. So I'm glad that you guys are open-minded enough to hear that. I know that it's kind of like walking into like a KKK ceremony and then being the only black guy. It's like no one wants to hear that when everyone is so invested in their digital universe. They don't want to hear someone talk about something that kind of breaks the illusion of their virtual life. And you guys are definitely not those people, and I'm very proud to have amassed this really well-rounded group of individuals, which are you guys. And so you guys are awesome. And with this video, I know a lot of you guys have been asking for this type of video, and I've been putting it off for a long time because I didn't really feel like I was in a good place to give advice about it, mainly because I was kind of struggling with the issue myself. But and it's not something that I've just recently overcome. It's something that have been successfully over for a while now, but I'm just now kind of getting around to sharing my experience with you guys. And a lot of you guys have been asking me over the years, Jugs, I'm addicted to video games, I'm addicted to virtual whatever, what have you, and I see that you're making moves to get out of it, or you're already out of it, you're already, you have a really hot girlfriend or whatever, or you have an amazing dog, or you have a job now, or etc. Whatever. I'm not personally talking about me, but whatever it is that influenced you to ask me for advice on this subject, awesome. I'm finally here. Let's get around to it. So you find yourself spending all of your time on the internet. Well, let's talk about why this is happening. Before we try to resolve the issue, let's try to understand it. So first of all, more often than not, you're not really addicted to video games. I feel like you're addicted to being lazy. And when that happens, when you're really lazy, you just have a lot of spare time that you should be using to take care of your responsibilities, but you're not doing that. So now you just have a lot of free time, and you're bored, and you need something to occupy that free time. And video games just happens to be one of those things that you enjoy doing. And if we didn't have video games, and we were Amish or something, and all we did was play really weird banjo instruments and churn butter, then you'd be the best banjo playing butter churner that the world has ever seen, because you would just be neglecting your responsibilities and your chores to do stupid things like whatever it is, whatever the next best option is besides video games. So I feel like a lot of people aren't actually addicted to video games in particular. So let's throw that whole notion out the window. But there are exceptions, obviously. There are people that nothing else does it for them. It's just video games or nothing. Like those people, you need clinical help. That's totally different. I don't know how to deal with that, because that's not something that I can relate to. That wasn't my issue. And when you're like truly addicted to one particular thing, that's a whole branch of something else. And I can shed some light on that, but I feel like that's not really the issue at hand for 99.999% of the people that are listening to this commentary. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, because probably if your mom ever took your console away from you, or your computer away from you as a means of punishment, you still did nothing. And unless doing something was a means of getting back your PC. Like if your mom said, oh, you're gonna be grounded for a week, and no matter what you do, it's just gonna be that way, until you get your grades better. You're probably going to study to get your grades better, but if you really truly didn't care about your grades, you're probably just going to find something else to do with your free time, like, you know, pick up a guitar and just try to be good at that, which I think is a much better way to spend your time, because you could potentially be like a rock star or something like that, you know, or you could get a job teaching music. I don't know. There are much better things to do with your time than playing video games, but I don't intend to knock video games. I love video games. I always have since I was little. That's why I have a YouTube channel, so don't take that the wrong way. But anyways, let's try to understand. Let's get back to the subject. This is going to be kind of a longer video, so I hope you guys are okay with that. I hope you guys strap in for the ride. But so that's what it is. You're addicted to laziness, and you're addicted to not taking care of the things that you need to take care of, probably because you're a lot younger, or maybe you're older and you're just very immature, and you've always been this way. You've always been a procrastinator. You've always never really cared about much, and you've probably always been told what you need to be doing, and so you've never really taken that, you know, responsibility into your own hands. You kind of just feel like you're being told all the time, maybe, and so you didn't really, you know, like come to that conclusion on your own to be able to be a mature, responsible adult about it and feel like you're responsible for your success. You know, I know that's the case. That's been the case for me. Sometimes people always tell me what I should be doing, and when I achieve success doing that thing, I don't feel like I'm responsible for it. I just feel like I just did what everyone told me to do, you know. So that could be one reason, but you know, there are many reasons why. But the fact that I just want to kind of hammer through is you're probably not addicted to video games. You're probably addicted to laziness. Now, how do you fix that? Well, if you're specifically addicted to video, like if your vice is video games, if you're not a butter churning banjo playing fanatic, and your vice is video games or anything on the internet, just wasting your time on the internet in general, I feel like, as my dog looks out the window for a fly and makes scraping noises that totally interrupt the video, I apologize, but I feel like one way to do that, and this is something that I did for myself, was slowly just kind of shifting the scales and, you know, kind of evening out the ratio of you know, time invested in digital space versus time invested in reality, because I feel like that's a percentage. You know, no one is just truly 100% digitally invested or virtually invested. I feel like, you know, at worst you could be like 99.999999999% into video, like the digital thing, and then whatever 0.0000000 infinity one bit grounded in reality. And so you kind of just try to tip those scales a little bit, because ultimately the more invested you are in a particular thing, the more kind of ashamed you are really when you're not there, you know. So right now you're invested in like digital reality. So when you're away from your Xbox Live or your Steam, and you're not talking to your friends, you feel like, whoa, man, I haven't seen my friends in a long time. I've been so busy playing basketball or skating or whatever it is that you're doing, or doing homework. I really need to get back to that. That's crazy. I feel weird, you know. And that's not really what you should be feeling. You should be feeling the opposite, like, oh shit, I've been spending way too much time playing video games. I feel really out of like touch with reality. And the only way that's going to happen is if you slowly make the conscious effort to just kind of, you know, shift the balance into reality. And one of the ways that I do that is I just hang out with friends, you know, friends that you probably have not talked to in a long time, probably haven't hung out with. Just go outside and do something, even if it's like for an hour a day and you're not used to even just seeing the light of day. Just go outside for a little bit. It's going to be really weird, you know, no matter how long it is for you. It's completely dependent on you, how much time you're used to and how much time you're not used to. But when you hang out with your friends, you start to develop this like bond with them, this kind of, they become an anchor for you in reality. And then that's kind of tipping the percentage, the ratio towards your favor, or where you want it to be. So now, you know, you do that, maybe you spend an hour, next thing you know, you have made plans to go to the beach or to go see a show with your friends, and then all of a sudden you have to honor that, and maybe you can't be on the computer that day, and then you're having a great time, and you're like, oh shit, you know, this exists, like this fun exists outside of virtual space. Oh, awesome. Now I guess I should be doing this more often. Oh, what? I met a girl and I got her phone number? Holy shit. Whoa, I'm getting laid? This is what a vagina feels like? Yeah, that happens when you're in real life. That happens. Believe it or not. No matter how ugly you are, you can find some other ugly person that wants to hang out with you and, you know, touch your pee-pee. And this is getting really strange and like off topic, but this is one of the things, one of the perks of not spending all of your time in virtual space. You can actually make money, you know, going to work or something and like buying things that you want, like a cool car to like take you places, or some kind of like shirt, or, you know, motorcycle, or maybe you want to buy other video games, you know. So there's a million reasons why you should be spending your time out in the real world. Just find one of them and slowly start to move in that direction. And, you know, as you spend more and more time, like I said, you become more and more invested, and then you feel weird. You really feel weird to the core of your being about spending time on the internet, because you know in the back of your head that there's something that you need to be doing. And then that's when that sense of responsibility stops being like, you know, a naggy voice in your head that you just learn to shut out, and then it actually becomes like a reminder, like, hey, stop, go do this thing. And you're like, oh yeah, I have to do this thing, and then you do that thing, whatever it is. So that's one way. A relationship is a great way to, like, that obviously that's within the same vein. Another way is getting on social media sites. You know, get on social media anywhere where your real life relationships lie. Find those channels and get connected with them, get invested. You know, say something on your social media site to kind of let the world know that you're still alive. And if they do know you're alive, then say something, you know, that like, say, you know, make a bold claim like, okay, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to be a doctor. Let's fucking get started on that. Like, talk to the world. When you do that, you kind of base your expectations out in the real world now. Now you know that people are expecting you at least a little bit. You know, maybe they have a lot of doubt, but at least they know that that's what you want to do. And so whether or not you are looking for, you know, whether or not there are people out there that are looking to support you and be like, hey, you know, that's awesome, good for you, or there are people that are ready to doubt you and be like, haha, you're never going to be a nuclear physicist or whatever. Either way, those are both things that you need to experience to be invested in real life. You know, hang out with your family, see your family, do something with your sister, your brother, go to the movies, anything like that. Slowly but surely, you will become less invested in digital space and more invested in reality, because you want to move forward in your life. You don't want to be 30 and then realize that you've become the best scout NA, and, you know, you have all the coolest hats, and you have, you know, all the camos on your, you know, guns, and you have all the money in Warcraft or MapleStory or whatever, and then you're just kind of alone and like fat and lonely, and you haven't had sex in like 7 years, you know, or more, and it's just like really sad. You have no future to speak of because you've been so busy putting things off and never really progressing in your life. And, you know, your parents are like really ashamed of you. They don't want to say your name at family gatherings because they don't want to deal with, you know, that topic of conversation of what's Jacob doing with his life nowadays. You know, they don't want to answer that question, so they'd rather just, you know, not mention you, or kind of hide you. You become the black sheep, you become alienated, and then that's all the more reason for you to just like feel like it's easier to just hang out in virtual space where you're like the shit, you know what I mean? But there's gonna come a point where you have to come to grips with the fact that you're pretty much socially paralyzed, and you're pretty much a nobody. You know, you're not cool anymore. You're really out of touch with everything. Your status has degraded almost completely, and you're gonna have to deal with that. You're gonna have to come back to the world and be level 1 again, if you want to think of it in like gaming nerd terms. You're gonna have to be level 1 or level 0 or whatever, and start from the bottom, because that's where you left things at, you know. And then once you start to feel that progression, you know, happen, once you level up one time and you get a job at McDonald's, and you have a little bit of money to take someone out, and you find a girl that is willing to go out with you, and then you're like level 3, and then you get like a better job, or you get a car now, you're like level 5. If you want to think about it that way, you're gonna become invested in that, and then you're gonna be just totally forgetful of how trivial other things are, like video games. and you're going to come back to them when you have the time for them, when you have time to kill, and not a moment sooner, you know. So that's just how I dealt with it, and hopefully this helped you guys out. You know, I really do hope that this kind of answered some of your questions. There are probably other things to speak of. If I think of them, I'll make a part 2 to this, and only if you guys really demand it. But anyways, yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me, ask other people in the comments below. I sometimes, you know, refuse to answer questions and stuff because you guys answer each other, and then it sparks this kind of, you know, conversation amongst yourselves instead of just all of it being just exclusively with me. So talk amongst each other, like, feel free, man. Everyone here is cool people, you know. I'm like not such a bad guy either. You could totally ask me something. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, just leave a rating or whatever, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. This is